Okay, so uh, please wait for a moment. And I think the video is recorded right now. Okay, let's get started. So this is the fourth chapter of the CB class 2020, and the name of this chapter is Personality, Motivation, Value, and Lifestyle. So if you remember, maybe the first time we meet each others, I'm talking about the things that we can use for doing segmentation, like we can use demographic and psychographic. So this chapter will focus mainly on the psychographic because it's not only the data from the people in terms of the statistics like age, genders, occupation, but the other things, including personalities, life, and lifestyle, also be used to do segmentation. And if marketers be able to use the lifestyle marketing, so it would be great because you can target the consumer more and clear. So that is the reason why we should understand the effect of personality, motivation, value, and lifestyle as well. So what I'm going to teach you is first, consumer personality influence the way that they react to the marketing stimuli. For example, you have different personalities. Some people are extrovert, like you love outgoing, but some people are introvert, like you try to be safe in your house, or you don't want to talk to each to the other people more. So different style have different preference. So outgoing person, you might provide some products and service, but some introvert person, you might need to think what is the suitable product or what is the suitable service that gonna be good for them. So this is example of personality influence. Then this is very important for marketer to recognize the that product can satisfy the range of the consumer needs because consumer not the same. So we need to make sure that you have a set or a group of a product that can meet the expectation or the need of the consumers. It might not you might not be able to provide all range, but at least you know who you want to target, who you should target, or what is the product that's suitable for them and good for your business as well. Then the way that we evaluate and choose the product depends on involvement. So involvement is how you be part of it. Like you talk to someone a lot, so that is you have high involvement to him or her, right? Then also the same things, the product that you use almost every day, you have high involvement, so you need to think a lot about it. But if you just use just sometimes or not just frequent like you use almost every day, you just feel like okay, it's okay like that. Not be specific in some attribute or some characteristic. But if you have high involvement, like I mentioned, you might think a lot about it. Then also the marketing message. So the marketing message that you need to create and target to the consumer might not be the same. If they have different involvement, if they have different in motivation, so you need to know how gonna target them and what type of message gonna hit in their mind, in their heart. Then last one, purchase situation. So think about the product that you buy for yourself and you buy for your friends and you buy for your girlfriend might not have the same quality, might not have the same aspect. So everything together here gonna be considered. In terms of you, if you are the marketers, try to think different situation might have different scenarios or different the behaviors. Then consumers vary in the importance that they attach the worldly possessions. So possession is mean holding or you have or you keep in this way. Like some people have something that you think you need to have all of them, like you need to follow with the things that famous right now. So in that case, you tend to be the materialism because you feel like you want to be the mass, you want to follow with the trend. But some people, it's not like that. They avoid the materialisms. They just want to be normal. So everything they use gonna be the things that they think is important, and is gonna be like the things that use for function, not just for beauty, not like the materialism. Then, and it's also said this orientation in turns have the impact of priority and behavior. So, like we just talked, materialisms, they care about the object. So they do care about the look, they do care about the uh, the environment around them, how the other people look at them. But if you not be like that, you just try to avoid the materialisms. So it seems like you want to be alone, or I wouldn't say like that, but it seems like you use the product without care about the other eyes. So you feel happy with the product, you okay. So you set the different priority, set the different aspect for using the products. Then, consumer lifestyle are the key in many marketing strategies. So, if the marketer can do lifestyle marketing, this can be target very clear, as I mentioned at the beginning of this class. And if you target precisely, so they gonna buy your product for sure. Then, identify the pattern of consumption is very important more than the individual purchase. So it would say if you can apply the lifestyle marketing, it should be good for your business. And also, it could be very challenge and very good point because if you can know the lifestyle of the people, it's gonna help you a lot. Not just like you focus on individual purchase because you can do segmentation, and if you can read, or we can call the, if you can profile the consumer according to the lifestyle, it's going to be good for you because you can sell the product or service that they want. Then let's talk about the personality first. So what is personality? So different people have different personality. I would ask you to do the personality test and then read the result. Do you fit with what they describe or not? If yes, please think about yourself. So you want to do something or you don't want to do something, it's going to help you a lot because it might affect to the learning style, working style, and also the thinking style. So actually, what actually personality is? So actually personality is the things that you create, and actually it's linked from the psychology that you have. So and it's trained to be consistent, like trained to be the same. It's not 100% the same, but they have the trend to be stable. When some people respond to the environment. So in conclusion, it's actually the characteristic that you have from the creation of the psychology that you have. So personality can be described in many aspects like what choice that you select when you have free time? So some people love outgoing, like I just mentioned. So they have different personality. Like they may be like the person who looking for something challenge, or how about politics belief? What you believe is also reflect your idea and your mind. So it's actually personality too. Aesthetics. It's like the taste. So the preference. Some people love to use the product from some country specifically. Some people should just use the product that is able to have the function that they want, like that. Or they also said other personal factors help us to understand the consumer lifestyle. So not just personality. What we're gonna talk is about motivation and also the other lifestyle combined together is help us more to understand the consumer and we can provide them the product or service that they want. So the other topics that I think it should be explained because this is the fundamental things. If you learn the psychology before, you have heard this name before, Sigmund Freud. So Sigmund Freud, this is a person who is like he is a father of psychology, especially for the personality. He said personality is actually the result from the conflict between two things, which is the things that you want to do and the things that you need to follow when you live in the society. In other terms, it's like you have the conflict between gratification, which is the things that you really want to do, but responsibility, like the things that you need to follow with the rules or with the standard. So it's like you have the dark side and you have the white side. So personality is between them. Then Sigmund Freud also said actually when you talk about personality, it had three things. It had three components. First one, we call it ID. So it's actually the bad side. It's actually the side that describe like if you want to do something, I can do it. I will do it. So you did not care anything else. So that is called pleasure principle. And actually, this concept is actually mostly is unconscious. Unconscious is you didn't know yourself. Is is high in your mind. Is high in your perception. Then we have dark side already. We have the white side or bright side, which is superego. So superego is like you have an angel that's telling you, keep doing good things, don't do the bad things. So we call the morality principle. Moral is mean doing good things. It's like ethics. It's like doing good. So this is pre-conscious. Then last one that is in terms of the definition of personality from Sigmund Freud, which is the ego. So ego is between it and superego. So mostly it and superego in between it, we perceive what it is. So it actually be conscious. So conscious means you aware what is happening. Okay. So again, let's take a look at this picture. You have the evil side with it. It is pleasure principle. You want to do the things that you want and you don't care any other things. But we have different side which is superego, which is the morality principle. So you be like the angel, you keep doing good things, but in reality you are between them. So between them we call ego. So ego is mostly use the reality principle. Reality principle is mean ego try to make it happy in such a way that they were okay, like it want to have uh, a luxury watch, then ego said, you should not steal it. You should work and then just when you have enough money, you're gonna pay it. So this is reality principle. Then, so last page we talk about the conscious and unconscious. So let's make it clear again. Conscious is actually you aware what it is. So we said conscious is ego, but superego and it is actually unconscious. So marketers be aware about this one and they said the unconscious mind is primary source of the human behavior. So it's not quite easy to understand the unconscious, but we should observe, we should try to understand the unconscious thing of the consumers. It also been said most of the people just show on the tips of the iceberg, like just show the ego. But actually it's a super ego that behind in their mind is actually keep secret. So the unconscious can be the things like you have some feeling, you have some motive, you have some decisions that you collect from the past and keep it in some places. So our job is we trying to understand the consumers not just for conscious, we still need to understand unconscious as well. Again, mostly personality is just present the conscious, just the tips of the iceberg. But the majority that a consumer gonna present might from the unconscious mind. Okay? Then how we apply this concept to the marketing. So as we just talk, we have the iceberg and just the tips of the iceberg that the consumer can explain or conscious. But we still have a lot of the things that below water. In this case, it and superego is still a lot. So it leads to this sentence. Customer cannot really explain what is the things that motivate them or what is the things that make them buy or not buy the product. But the marketers mostly use the symbolism because we believe that consumers will use some product according to the symbolic meanings from the products. So, and the psychologists also agree because sometimes you do something or use something without thinking. It's just instinct. It's just unconscious. So Sigmund Freud also point this symbolic symbolism, which is the product to compromise between it and superego. So actually, it's like between good thing and bad things. So advertisement oftentimes use symbolism to motivate the product that you're gonna purchase. And then they said unconscious motive underlying purchase, like I just mentioned. Trust me, many times unconscious drive you to buy a product. If you have something in your closet or in your uh, house, you understand it because sometimes you buy something because you just want it. You did not have any reason, and actually that is unconscious. So they said most Freudian theories or the Sigmund Freud theories in marketing are related to sexual symbolism. So it's linked to the sex issues mostly, like the sport car. If you talk to the guys, if you talk to the men, they're gonna say the ultimate goal in his life might be they having a good car, having a very good looking car. So it's actually represent to the gender like male. Or the right hand side we have the lipstick. But it's not just lipstick. They said sometimes a cigar was just a cigar and sometimes it wasn't. So think about this way. The lipstick here is like you gonna have the oral sex. So why they show you like this one? Because it attract your unconscious mind. So trust me, think about this way. Every people have something in their mind which is you love like to think or to see something about sexuals. Like you it's actually natural. It's actually instinct. So if the girls did wear something like swimming suit, the guy's gonna look at it. Is example of the sexual symbolism. So we have the sexual force to attract each other. In this case, marketer can use the sexual symbolism to apply to the marketing issue. So in conclusions again, so marketers can use the sexual symbolism for attracting um, the consumers in the way that is acceptable. Like for males, the most thing that they will would like to have is gonna be like sport car. So it's represent something that they want to have. Or the women, the ads here is not just lipstick. It's drive you to think about something else, like drive you to think about the sexual issues. So this is application of marketing. Or that is the reason why sometimes we see some products for the men's gonna have something which is like sex things, like have the pictures of the women have a good shape or just curve of the women. So because it's draw attention, it's attracting to the men. Then let's talk about motivation process. And actually it's leading us to understand why consumers do what they do. So let me sip the coffee a little bit. Okay. So what is actually motivation? If you're a big fan of the crimes, drama, or series, you're gonna have heard this word very often, like Gibbs. What is the motivation of this crime? So, why we concerned? Because motivation is referred to the process that leads some people to do something or not to do something. Like you have motivation to your girlfriend. So you need to please her. So you will try to do everything you can do to please her. That is motivation because you love her. Then the second example is like if you hate some people a lot and one day you can't control yourself, you kill some people. Then what is your motivation? The motivation is from you hate that people. See, if you are the police or investigator, we're looking for the motivation because that is the drive, that is the things that lead you to do the action or not do the action. So they said identify consumer motive is very important because it is the step that you can make sure that the consumer will satisfy your offer or not. So in other terms, if you are marketers, make sure that you understand the motive or motivations of the consumer. Why they want to buy your product. Why this product gonna be sold. Why this product gonna be selected. So you need to find the answer. For example, if you think the product right now is good, some people gonna think about the health food. So health food gonna be concerned a lot. So what is the motivation for them to eat or consume the health food? The answer is they want to live longer. They want to spend all money that they have to the things that is worth or is good enough for them to consume. So actually this is the simple motivation, but is this the key factor that they will buy your products or not? Okay. So actually motivation can be both rational and just for fun. So again, we hear these words again. Utilitarian. Utilitarian is mean you use the reason. And hedonic is you use just emotion. It's like having fun. That's okay. So here are example. The first one, the upper picture. They have very good looking pictures. Maybe muscular men. Then they said this could be your body. So solo flex could be the way. So it's draw attention. So don't deny. Like you did not notice this is very he is very good shape. Yes, I think you know it. Then he draw attention and then he give you some reason. Like if This could be your body, so please select us. So not actually the reason, but the first thing that hit in your mind might be emotion. So in this case, this is very good example about hedonic motives. So hedonic is about emotion. It's about the things that you need to be without thinking. Okay. The lower one. The lower one is the pictures of McDonald ads, and they said, uh, I can't read, but it's gonna be like maybe not the word might not important. They have the people who just feel tired, and then you need to have something to get him awake. So this is rational, and this is utilitarian motives because you need to have something to make you awake. So this is example of utilitarian motives. So again, utilitarian must be the things that you need to give some reason. But hedonic is just about emotion. It's just like having fun, having good things like that. Then, what is the link between needs and motivation? So think about this one. Think about what you have in normal life. When you need something, the things that happen in your mind is you create the tension or uncomfortable situation. Like if I need to drink coffee, I feel like I need to drink, and my body is not normal. Like uh, I'm trying to go to have some coffee. That is need. So tension. Tension is happen when you need to have something. Then when you have tension, actually your body including your mind had a system to reduce the tension when it happened. Like I'm awake, I'm feel sleepy. So the tension is I want to have something to drink that awake me. Then if I have a cup of coffee and a drink, then the tension is reduced or is removed. Okay, then need can be utilitarian or hedonics again. So let's talk a little bit more for this page. Let's go to the bottom of the page. Again, utilitarian is a desire or the need that you have in terms of function or in terms of reason. Like you need to have a coffee in order to be awake. Okay. Then how about hedonic? So hedonic is might be the things that about the emotion or fantasy. So it's like you need to have uh, uh, red lips because it makes you feel confidence. So that is hedonic. Or you have a red color lips in order to the other people to see you. So that is hedonic. Then the degree of arousal is bright. So the intensity of doing something we call the drive. Like if you love uh, having friends, so you are a talkative person, you have the drive to do talking. Then if desires end state, so if you can finish the things that you want, so we call you finish the goal. So again, degree of arousal or degree of excitement or degree that willing you to do something we call drive. And if you can do that, the final step is you having complete the goal. Personal and cultural factors can create a need and want. Not just person, not just personal issue. It must be cultural factors too. Like You need to eat the beef, but some culture they did not consume the beef. So it's combined with personal and cultural. Then they said motivation is can be described in terms of strength or intensity. So we just talk about a drive, like we have a very strong drive or high drive. So it means you really willing to do something a lot. But if you have low intensity of motivation, you, in other terms, you have lack of motivation. You don't want to do something that you don't want. So it can be strength and it can be direction. So motivation can be positive way or negative ways too. So this is the characteristic of motivation. Then let me give you more explanation on motivational strength. So we just talk motivational strength is the degree of willingness to expend the energy to reach a goal. Again, when you want to do something and then you aim with something because you reach the goal. Then strength is the intensity. So we just talk intensity can be explained in terms of how of the willingness that you want to do something. So in this case, they said degree of willingness to expend the energy. Like if you're a big fan of the Korean singers, then you need to see their concert. You can wait for the ticket from maybe 4 a.m. until 8 a.m. Just be in the line, maybe the first 10 people who can have the ticket. So you have very high motivational strength for having the ticket like this way. Then they actually have two theories that can be explained in terms of motivation. First one we call drive theories. Remember like this way, drive theory is actually like the need that you have in your body in terms of biological aspect. It's happen naturally. Like you hungry, your stomach gonna produce some sounds like then you need it seems like you need to find something to eat. So that is drive theories. Or you get thirsty when you are in the day that is very hot. So you need to have the water. That is the drive theories. Then other uh it's like just the case that we just talked. If you get thirsty, then you drink the water. After you drink the water, the tension is reduced. That we just talked, right? Then is go back to the normal state or balanced state. That state we call hemostasis. So again, if you need something, you create the tension which is abnormal or uncomfortable, so it can be increased or decreased. Then when you finish to have something that you want, it's gonna remove to the same state that is happened at first, so we call hemostasis. Then second theory is expectancy theories. They said behavior is proved by expectation of something that you want or not want to do something that you not want. So there is in other term that said you can choose between one thing that you need to have the positive result or try to avoid the negative result. For example, on the weekend you have choice to just sleep all day or just work hard at first and then you can have a big rest later. So you need to decide which one is going to be okay for you. But this week you feel like quite lazy. You can sleep all day. So this is expectancy theory. Again, expectancy theory that actually the theory that explained by choosing one thing over the other things. But the drive theory is happen from biological need that you normally happen in your body. Then what do we need? So we can have four types of the needs. First one, biogenic or biological need. So what you need to have air, water, food. Then psychogenic. Psychogenic is like it's psychologic or it's psychology issues. So you need to have the status that you have present in the society, like you are the leader, you are the follower, or even you have the power or affiliation or mean you have some connection. Then utilitarian again. So utilitarian is need for the function. Like if you have to go to the gas station, then you need to know what is the miles or kilometers per liters that a car can use, or what is the calories of the food that you consume. So this is utilitarian needs. How about hedonic? Oh, again, hedonic is about the feeling, it's about emotion. So it can be explained in terms of excitement, self-confidence, or fantasies. Trust me, all four needs is the things that you have, but is present more, just some cases. Like sometimes hedonic it comes first. The other things just be not quite important. But mostly you all have four type of the needs. Then we should talk about conflict of motivation. So if you remember, I talked to you, motivation is the degree that make you want to do something, right? Then it should be said, not all things you want to do. So it can be the things that you want to do we call approach, and the things that you don't want to do we call avoid. So it's like if you want to go to the friend's house, it's approach. But if you don't want to go to the friend that you hate, it seems like you try to avoid them. And this conflict said positive and negative motives often conflict between one another. So see, motive have the direction. It's like motivation that have the direction. So this is a good example. They have the ice cream. Actually, okay. They said Bro- brownie is approaching because you love to have it, while reducing amount of fat. So it's like you when you consume it, you feel like you're gonna gain weight and have the fat content. So you should avoid. So this is the example of positive and negative at the same time. We call the approach avoid conflict. Then actually we can have the two type of the motivational conflict in consumer behavior. The first one, we can have both positive choice. Like you can eat either hamburgers or taco. It's okay for you. The second choice is between positive and negative. It's just example that we just have. If you want to have the ice cream, that is approach. But if you think ice cream gonna make you gain weight, no, I should not eat ice cream. That is avoid. So you have conflict. Let's say if I ask you which one is more difficult, it's very clear that the first one, which is approach and approach conflict, is more difficult because that those are the choices that you prefer. So in this case, it's not easy to make the decision. It's not like the second choice that you have the approach avoidant conflict. So you know what you need to do and you know what you need to avoid. So this one is simple, right? Last one, avoid and avoid. This one is like you facing to things that you don't want. Like Some people feel like they don't want to go to the hospital and they don't want to eat vegetable as well. So this is the things that happen when you have avoid conflict. How we can apply to the marketing world. So I should give you the second choice, which is avoid an approach, which is mostly happen in the marketing issues. So the marketer need to use this technique to draw attention from the consumer, which is in this case, they can eat the ice cream, but that ice cream have low calories. So uh, do not concern a lot about the gain weight. So it's like they have some solution to resolve the avoidance, and they have an approach that they can eat the ice cream. So it's still delicious, but it's not gain weight. So this is actually approach avoidance, but you can use this technique to make the consumer feel more happy about consumption. Then, what is specific need and buying behavior? So actually, you buy something. It's reflect to your decision, and it's also reflect to something in your mind. Like if you use the luxury brands or the technology products, actually you might need to have the need for achievement. It's like you need to present that you are successful guys. So you're gonna use the luxury brands to show the other people that you have money. Or sometimes you consume alcoholic beverage or go to the sport bars, like the bar that have playing able to playing sport, or you can watch the football together with your friends. We call sport bars. So then this type of need is actually you looking for the connection to the other people. So if you feel like you want to be with the other people and the product that you use is can be part of the connection, it is need for affiliation. The third one, need for power. Some people they use some product to present that they are better or have something good than the other or better than the other people. So they said if you looking for some products that is make you feel like you can control the environment or better than the other people, you actually need to have the power. So they have some example. It's like in US, if you use muscle car, the car that looks strong, so it seems like you need to have more power. Then, if you have the loud boom boxes, it's like the radio that have very loud noise. So you're looking for needs of power. Last one, need for uniqueness. So this is very simple. Like you try to use some products that represent who you are, like the specific perfume or the specific style of the clothes. So this is need for uniqueness. Then Abraham Maslow also be taught in psychology class and also in consumer behaviors. Maslow explain the needs of the normal people. So he said it's actually have five levels that have the concept which is you need to finish the lowest need first, then go to the second, third, the fourth, and the fifth. So the first concept that you need to remember is Maslow hierarchy is actually the level that you need to have the order. So you need to have psychological uh, level first, then sorry, then go to the safety, go to belongingness, and also ego needs and self-actualization. I can give you this explanation. Why the marketer need to concern about Maslow hierarchy? Because if the people don't have enough food, enough water, enough sleep, they might not want to looking for the other level, the other type of the product. Like for COVID-19, if you don't have enough money, don't think about the insurance that they will pay, or they gonna looking for the status. No, because actually living is not enough. Why they do care about the other choice? So I would say I need to ask you to understand all five levels. For example, the first level is physiological. So physiological is like the basic needs that you need to have. For example, water, sleep, and food. Second level that you need to finish the first one first. Safety. So you need to have the safety, you need to have the house, and you need to have the protection. The third one is belongingness. So after you have safety, after you have enough basic need, you need to have the love, you need to have the friendship, you need to be accepted by the other people. Then, if the third level is complete, you need to go to the fourth one, which is you're looking for the status and accomplishment, like the successful in your life. And the last one, self-actualization, is actually the ultimate goal that it seems like you're doing something good for the world, or the things that you're willing to do after you finish everything. So in this case, the level 11 product is like hobbies, travel, and education. So I would ask you to remember and understand the concept of Maslow hierarchy. This is example. If you see these ads, you're gonna see, oh, we have the SWAT or the police commando, police like that. He using the car door to protect. So what does this mean? It actually mean this type of car is have the same function that they can protect you from any others bad situation. So it's actually link you to have the safety, which is the second level. So you will feel, oh, you will feel trust and uh, be okay for having this car. That is the meaning. Then let's talk about the consumer's involvement. So involvement is mean you be part of them. Remember like this way. If you get involved something, that means you are in part of them. So involvement in this case is mean perceived relevance of the object based on the need, value, and interest, which is not quite easy to understand, right? So it's actually how strong that you be part of them. So if you have very high involvement, then you be part of them a lot. If you have low involvement, that means you will not a big fan of them. So I will ask you to watch these videos and you're gonna find how Nike trying to create the involvement to the consumer. So they asked this guy named Casey to use the Nike View to monitor the activities, to monitor the calories that he used. And this video also show you that is you can use native view in all situations that create the high involvement. So for these pictures, we call conceptualizing involvement. So the key point of this page or this picture is when we talk about involvement, they actually have three functions or three factors that link to the involvement. So it can be person, it can be object, and it can be situation. So let's remember these three things carefully. So what is the person factors? Person factor is including needs, important, interest, and value. How about the object? It can be differentiation of the alternative source of communication, content of communication, and situational factor is like purchase or use or occasion. But I didn't ask you to remember the detail. Just remember there are three functions or three factors that lead to the involvement, which is person, situation, and the object. And you might see all three things can link together to have the involvement, and then involvement gonna create the possible result, which is like preference of something or spending the money, spending of the time. Okay, then I just talk we have high involvement and low involvement. So low involvement sometimes we can use the other terms like inertia. So inertia is mean not moving fast, just slow. So if you do something and then it's not important to you, so we call that is inertia. And you usually use inertia when you have the things that is your habit. Like you do like the simple things, you brush your teeth, that is inertia. Even you do every day, but the willingness or the feeling that you'll be part of it is not quite high. But it's different to the true involvement, like here. So true involvement is actually we call the high involvement or the flow state. Think about this one. If you have love, if you love to do something, so you might have this characteristic, and it's actually high involvement. Like you feel fun, it's fun for you. It have the playfulness. Second one, you feel like you able to control something. It's also the true involvement or high involvement. You can draw attention, you can focus. It's also true involvement. Then you feel like mental enjoyment, you feel good, you feel happy. Then you can feel like it's very short time. It's also true involvement. Last one, if you feel like it challenge you to finish or to have something better, it's also true involvement. I would say involvement can be two sides. First side is low involvement, which is just habit. You did not pay attention. But on the other side, high involvement, you can have this description. The good things for product involvement is here. Marketers try to make the consumer feel like they are be part of the business. So this is example of Dairy Queen. They create the videos games to ask the consumer to play, and then they will know the process of making the products. After they know the process, they feel like they be part of this business and they want to buy the products more. See, this is how you get involved the product into the consumer. I would say if you can make the product involvement happen to the consumer, your product and or service gonna have very good response. Then, if you didn't have high involvement, how you gonna do? You can use these following techniques to create the motivation, to create the high involvement. First one, try to use sensory stimuli or trying to appear the consumer hedonic needs. So you can use the sense of eyes, like sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of touching, sense of hearing, whatever, to draw attention from the consumers. Then you can use novel stimuli, which is you can use the new stimuli, maybe different sounds, different pictures to draw attention, to create the motivation. Or you can use the outstanding or important stimuli that is something special. That can help you too. Or you can use these two actor and actress, which is they are very famous. So you can use celebrities. Then you can provide the value customer appreciate, like you can have the reward program to draw attention. Or let consumer make the message. I think most of uh, the product right now they did it because they can if they can express the idea, they can have the feeling like they be part of it. Then you create the entertainment and performance. Trust me, everybody love having fun. So try to make them feel happy and fun. Then last one, develop the mobile experience. Like you can vote to the people you like from the mobile phone. Or even, this is a trick that many news talk in the morning use. Just like, please be um, be part of this program by texting the things that you think. So this is the techniques that they use to boost the motivation. So next thing, we talk about involvement, we talk about motivation, but not all times your involvement or the product that you're gonna have the same meaning. For example, if you have different situation, you need to buy something to your boss and you need to buy something to your cousin that you don't like especially. So, and you're gonna have to buy the wedding gifts for both of them. What you gonna do? The first person is your boss. He or she might be the person who are important to you. You need to buy something special, expensive to please them. But if you need to buy a wedding gift to your cousin that you don't like, you just maybe inexpensive thing that is okay. Why do we care about you? No, something like that. So think about this one because many marketers ignore about this one. Sorry if the sound that is interrupting you is how the car just announced something that they want to sell. Sorry. Okay, so again, the situation that you need to purchase some product is also be concerned. Don't forget about it because the one that you need to buy, if they have some important things to you, you need to think it's more clear. And the one that you need to just buy is not important. You just buy simple things. So how you measure the involvement? This is a good question. The thing that is simple, you might use this scale. Like I need to know how of the involvement on the pen that maybe just maybe the ads. So I have I am an owner of the Nescafe, the uh, coffee in Thailand. Then I need to know how people get involved in my product. So I would say, so please tell me, Nescafe is, and you keep the choice. So if they said if Nescafe is important, you're gonna select the choice that is important or just use the scale that is important. Then if you feel my product is not interesting, you're gonna select boring. So it should have positive side or negative side. If it's more positive side, this means your consumer have more involvement in your products. I ever found that some TV program they use this technique too. They want to know how people get involved to those programs. So they just ask after the program finish and send the survey. Like for example, the Mass Singer in the past. Like after you watching the Mass Singers, what do you feel? Use this scale. Is it interesting or boring? Is it exciting or unexciting? Then, if you have the result that is interesting, exciting, or appealing, so it's a good sign that they get involved to your program. Then how you can apply to the marketing issues. So the marketer, if they know what program that is fit to your products and is have many people watching your that program, so you be able to use your product and use that program to present your products. Or sometimes you can buy the ads between that program, like the break between the program. So in this case, motivation is also important that you need to concern. Not just for now, it's not just you have a good product, but you need to think about how you can create the involvement in the advertisement. Think about you still remember something because it's be part of you. For example, I'm still remember the ads of the Pepsi, and because I get involved a lot in that ad, and when I were young, Pepsi pay a lot for the ad in many programs, and it's still in my mind. So this is gonna be last for long. Then consumer values. So what is the values? Value is the belief that you have and it make you prefer something better than the other things. It's like when you give the value to something, it means you give the positive evaluation in that thing more than the other. Like between having good friends and having the security. Some people value having good friends is more important. So they said the value of having good friends is more than having the security like that. Or in some culture, I think most of the culture they prefer to look younger. So many of my friends who are in US, so they said, how do you make a young looking young face? I said no, it's just happened because they just jealous. Many Asian people still looking young when they get older, like that. Then, product or service can help in attaining value-related goals. So, you need to understand their values because in some culture, if you have some product or service, it can create the value. So it can make them feel having good things. For example, in Thai culture, if you have the amulet or the things that create the Buddha, like represent the Buddha, then when you have it, you feel warm, you feel breath, you feel like uh, peace in your mind. Like that is the culture. Then actually we're looking for some people who share the same value or same belief. Like we love talking with the people who think the same thing or who have the same idea. So that is the reason why we tend to have to see the information that you have in the same group of people, in the same preference of the people. So they said we try to expose to the information that you support our belief. Actually, it's a psychological thing. If you don't like something, you will not see that thing. That is the reason why you will not see some information from the thing that you do not like. Okay. The core values. So we just talk value. What is the core value? Core value is the main values that share in the culture. Like Thai people, core values gonna be friendly like that, or Thai people gonna be compromise, whatever. So we have two terms. First term is enculturations. This is the learning of the cultures by um, you just focus on your own culture, did not learn the other culture. But if you talk about acculturation, it means learning the cultures from the other cultures. I would say American is acculturations because it's mixed like melting pot with many nations. Thailand as well. Thai people is actually mixed from many uh, nationalities. Some of you may be part of Chinese, some of you may be part of India, some of you may be part of Cambodia or Burma or Myanmar, like that. Let's say, one example is like, how about American cultures? So American core cultures can be said like they have freedom, they are usefulness, they playing food, they want to be energetic, they thinking about achievement, they're thinking about materialisms and activities is the things that they concern. So those are the core values when we talk about American cultures. How is this important? Because when we talk about national cultures or like this case American culture, if you know American will like freedom, usefulness, achievement, or materialism, you can serve the product or service that they might like. So this is example. Then for now we have this group of people who are loving about the world, thinking about environment, or concerning about having sustainability or long-lasting situation. We call conscientious consumerism. So again, conscientious consumerism is the group of people who focus on personal health and also the global health. So we have the specific term which is LOHAS or lifestyles of health and sustainability. So this group of people have the characteristic in terms of they concern about environment. They want to use the product that is uh, be good or good for environment or having the sustainability. And they also care about the green, like the environment. Then let's talk a little bit more about materialism. That is one of the core culture of the US. Materialism is actually the group of people who concern about having things. So those things gonna be have some meaning to them. Like think about having Gucci brand or Rolex watches or BMW car. So that's all example of materialism. So they're gonna have this core value, which is if you want to have a good life, you need to have all of them, like this word. He who died with a toy must win. So this culture is teaching you like you should have all things. So that is the concept of materialism. Then materialists or the person who are materialisms, they give the value on having things in terms of they want to show their status and the appearance. Sometimes we can use this term cosmopolitanism. Like they do care about the look, they do care about the status in the society. So they might not care about, I would say, some people use the luxury product or expensive product, but they didn't have enough money to spend. So why do you care about your look more than your quality of the life that is materialist? We also have different side which is non-materialist. So in this group of people, they focus mainly on the function, on the use of the product. So they have two sides again. Then we just finished motivation. We just finished the personality. The other big issue that you need to understand is lifestyle. So lifestyle is the pattern or is the set of the consumption that reflect to your choice. So I would say you need to care or do care a lot about lifestyle marketing because it can be used forever. If you can know the lifestyle of your target consumer, like what they like to do, how they can spend the time when you have free time, and how they spend the money, you can provide a product or service that fit to their behavior. Like this way. This is how American people spend the time every day. So what I'm looking for the the most hours that they spend, which is the red one, watch television. And what is the second most? People prepare for cook and food and beverages. Good marketer will see this evidence and they gonna think, okay, television is also be the good source of the communication. Okay, or many people still want to have some uh, product that related to the food or beverage for cooking. So you can provide a product that is fit for both of them. Like for example, I might provide the TV shows or the cookbooks in the prime time in the television, for example. Then another example is like here. If you know the lifestyle of the people who love hiking or who love camping, I might show or might present these ads and say just Colorado lifestyle marketing. Colorado said um, they did not say a lot of things. They just said a good picture. They just present a good picture and said, so please, if you have time, don't forget to visit Colorado. And then it's touching because it is a thing that you want to do. This is a thing that you will spend the time and you can spend the money that you have for the things that you want. This is example of lifestyle marketing. Then lifestyle marketing can not just deal with individual issues. So you can do with the group. So how we do it? So you can do by having the symbolics for the group. We can say in other terms like you can create the group identity. So the group identity, a good example is like you have the team chart, like you have the BA code in order to represent who you are or what school you are in or what major you are in. Then if you have that feeling, you train to do the same thing. You train to have use the same thing. You train to work the same thing. So that is the reason why lifestyle marketing can do as the group as well. But one thing that you should concern, even you are in the group, even you present the group identity, but actually you still be yourself. You can be just twist or just be some part that is not totally the same as the other people. And the other thing is, trust me, the things that you prefer at one time, it might not be the same as the other times. So it can be changed, it can be developed over the time. Then, why we do concern about lifestyle again? So actually lifestyle is the pattern of the behavior that we just know. And it can use to identify a set of product and service that link to the specific lifestyle that many people have. For example, they can explain to three types of the pattern of behavior. If we can apply the co-branding strategy, which means if you have two products and you want to buy it all together, you can use this technique like KFC and Pepsi gonna use the same advertising in terms of providing that okay, when you go to KFC, you can drink Pepsi. So this is co-branding. Then product complementarity. Product complementarity is like you trying to create the symbolic meaning of a set of the products. Like think about Rolex and Mercedes-Benz. So it has the same meaning, which is you need to have the luxuries or rich looking. So the marketer trying to collect a set of the product and then present if you want to have this meaning, looking good and be rich person. Please use this set of products. Then last one, consumption constellations. Consumption constellation is the intra-related or the the connection inside the sets of the product that's linked to the social roles. So the social roles, the good example is like in 1980s, we have this term, American Yappy. So American Yappy is going to be the person who use the Rolex watch and use the BMW car and also have Gucci briefcase and drink the white wine. So it's like you set the the themes of the social roles that link to the set of the products. So here are three patterns of the behaviors of the lifestyle. So this page just focus on when you think about lifestyle or the consumption style of the consumers. Actually, it's linked with three factors: person, setting, and the product, and most combine together to be lifestyle. For example, I am Ajahn Art, I'm a lecturer. The product that I use should be linked to the setting. Like, if I stay at home, I can wear the shirt that I want to wear, like maybe t-shirt. So my lifestyle product is different from when I go to the university that I need to dress with the shirt, with the slack, with the leather shoes. So different uh, factor can create different lifestyle and person, setting, and the product are three things that is combined to be lifestyle. Then psychographics. So we talked in some chapters before, not just demographics that can be used for segmentation, but it should be better if you can use psychographic information and applying to the segmentation because it's helped you a lot. Like here, personality variables with the knowledge of lifestyle preference can help you to go inside in to go in the deeper level of the consumer segment. So this can help you to determine very clear market segment, the reason why they choose the product or not choose the product, and we can use the information that you have from psychographic to fine tune or adjust the things that they want. For example, Adidas, they do psychographics and they found that some group of the consumer they mention like they are gearhead. So Adidas use this one to set the group of people who are the person who love running. So they set the products list and then try to convince the shoes buyer to buy this set of gearheads. Or if you think about the pop girl, then the pop girl who are young girls that hanging around the mall, like they go to Central Department Store almost every weekend. So if you can use some information from psychographics data, then you can know what they're gonna buy, how to attract them, how we gonna offer them. So this is an example that how psychographic can be used in marketing. Then I would say we can have um, four types of psychographic analysis. So we have four forms of psychographic analysis that can be described in these chapters. First one, you can use the result from psychographic to have the lifestyle profile. Profile in this case mean the information. So you can have lifestyle profile to differentiate between who is your user or non-user. So if you just think demographic, that's enough. No, in this case, you can have more clear about lifestyle. If some people just buy your product just by the chance, they are non-user. So and do not to focus them. So lifestyle study can serve this part. Then you can have product specific profiles. It's like information that you have from psychographic analysis. It can help you to identify who is the target group. And this group of people will use some products, then you're gonna serve them. Then, oh, I can give you some examples. For example, if you do some product specific profile and you know hang hiking people will use some group of the product, then you can serve them like shoes, tent, cadet food, maybe flashlight, bag, whatever. Then general lifestyle segmentation. So when you do psychographic analysis, you can have information, and if that information can show you that they have very large sample of the consumer who have the same thing. So you can do just strategy on this group to target the majority of the people who like the same thing. So we call that is general lifestyle segmentation. But trust me, it's not quite easy like that. It means if you can use this uh, form, make sure that you can prove they are homogeneous or they are the same. If not, you might target the wrong group of people. And this is going to be very big group as well. Last one, product specific segmentation. So psychographic data can help you to have the specific product for those group of people. The things that they can do is like you ask some questions and then you try to select the product that gonna fit to the consumer that you talking. So this way the results might be the same like the product specific profile, but the process is different. The product specific profile, they do psychographic analysis and then they trying to see what is the product that you can serve the consumers according to the psychographic data. But for product specific segmentation, you do the other ways. You ask questions and trying to create a big pictures of the product of the target consumer. So I would say the result might be the same, but product specific segmentation might do more attention, might do more study. Okay. Then lifestyle also concerned in terms of AIO categories. So AIO categories stand for activities, interest, and opinion. So AIO categories can help you to monitor and determine what type of the consumer. They can be heavy user, they can be moderate user, they can be light user. But mostly in marketing world, we usually target just for heavy users. Sometimes we create a moderate, but if it's gonna cost a lot, you can focus just heavy users. And marketer create a profile of the consumer who might be the same in each other in terms of their activity or pattern of the use. I mean, if the consumer, if you can prove that the consumer gonna be the same, so you can use the information from activity that they're gonna use, interest that they gonna be in, and how about their opinion, combine together and then just serve the product that fit with their activity, interest, and opinion. So here are the dimension of lifestyle. So the first letter is A. In terms of activities, you can have some information in terms of work, hobby, social, event, vocation, for example. Or how about interest? Interest is mean how they give the importance to. Like some people focus on family, some people focus on the food, on fashion. Or how about opinion? So what is the opinion that they will give? So some people focus on the politics, some people focus on the future, on the culture, or even the demographic can be used and combined together with AIO as well. So this present after you having the psychographic data at the end, what will help you? So having the psychographic data can help you to do segmentation in terms of define the clear target market, not just male and female. You can make it more clear like you need to target the middle-aged men only because your product is fit with them. Or create the new wheel of the market because when after you do psychographic you can know if they have very different segmentation between younger and older, so you can serve each product separately. Or the position of the product, like the product that you trying to explain to the consumer at first is not fit with the lifestyle. So you can change the content or change the details of the product. Then to have better communication product attribute or mental image, if you do psychographic analysis, you will receive the response from the consumer idea. That is, your product is touching or not. Like your product is can help the world or not. If you have the purpose like that, but it's not hit, you need to do something else. So psychographic gonna help you. Then develop the product strategies. So at first, after you do the analysis of psychographic, you can see your product is fit or not, or how it's linked to the environment. So this also be useful for the marketers. Last one, sometimes psychographic analysis is not just for product or service. It can help to do the market on social or political issues. So we have the campaign like study of the men aged 18 to 24 who drink and drive for preventing harmful behaviors. So it can do with the social issue as well, not just for the business. Last topics for this chapter is about food culture. So I would say why we talk about food culture here because it's actually one can be called as one of the lifestyle, one of the pattern, like food cultures. So food cultures refer to the pattern of food that you consume and is reflect to the value of the social group. So different culture have different taste and preference that you need to concern. China, milk chocolate have less milk. In United States, they prefer to have the food that's saltier, and Germany, the food should be focused on the health issues. And here are example. If you believe that European country might like the same food, I would say no. Actually, even they just have 15 countries. They have 12 different food cultures. So in summary, so this chapter is quite long, but I try to provide this chapter by combining two main topics together because it can link. So the first one, product address wide range of the consumer needs. This is our job. This is actually our marketer jobs to trying to see what is the product that is needed from the consumer. Do they need for some reason like utilitarians or hedonic? Or the needs from the consumer can how can we respond to them? Then How we evaluate a product is depends on the level of involvement. If you get involved a lot, you have high involvement result. So the product that you're gonna use, you need to think a lot. But if you are have low involvement products, that means the product that you use almost every day, but it's not quite important to you. So you might not pay attention on them. And the message that you need to send to the consumers is also concerned. And also the situation that you're gonna purchase the products. Like for the boss and for the council or the cousin or the friends. Cultural values can present the product that we seek out and avoid. Different culture have different product that you can buy or you link to buy or the product that you can avoid. Last one, consumer. Oh no, not last. Consumer have different in how you keeping the product or having the product. I would say in Western culture we have the culture of materialism, but Eastern culture we have the culture on uh, giving something out, not just collecting. But for now, with the internet or networking, materialism can spread through around the world. Even the poor country, they need to have some luxury product to present their look at identity. How is good? I don't know. But after COVID-19, you will see some uh, effects. Many people not think they did not think like having much more product or much more luxury product is good because it can last for long. So you need to keep a good health, you need to keep a good life instead of having a luxury products. Consumer personality influence to the marketing stimuli because different personality attract different stimuli. So make sure that you understand the personality of your target consumers. Lifestyle can help you to do lifestyle marketing because it can provide in-depth information, not just like the demographic that you can have. Psychographic go beyond the demographic that I just talked, and if you can apply the lifestyle marketing, it's good for your business because you can have better understanding on your consumers, and then you can have many good um, suggestions, many good strategies that you can apply to target the consumer in terms of segmentation. So, and I think that's all for today's chapters. So feel free to let me know if you need any point more like in terms of explanation or just another example. It's okay. So see you on the live session after we have the quiz, and don't forget to read the chapter 3 for the quiz. Thank you so much for today, and I would like to say goodbye.